and welcome to Diksha Karnataka YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss a very important topic that most of you are thinking at some point of time, what to choose. Whether should I choose computer science engineering, whether should I choose electronics and communication engineering. Okay, because these two subjects are two favorite subjects among students. Now all of the students are currently pursuing computer science engineering. Okay, they are learning after computer science engineering thinking that okay, I will get a job in AI/ML. This is the most developed topic. When I was a student at that point of time was also computer science was one of the most, it was the most popular subject. Now even today computer science is also the most popular subject. But what is your alternative if you are someone who is not willing to go for computer science? Obviously electronics and communication engineering. Now these two are every students have a dilemma that what subject I should choose for my B.Tech. So that's why I have prepared a comprehensive comparison between these two subjects. Then watch this lecture till the end if you still are facing that dilemma, so some of the confusions might get clear if you watch this. Okay, because there are tendencies that more students are taking admission for CSE than the job can provide. Okay, so there are more number of students for CSE, but the job market is limited. So the students who will pass out after 4 years, the market may not be as friendly for computer science engineering, because there are hundreds of colleges and they all are offering computer science and engineering. So you are confused whether should I go for computer science or I need an alternative. So alternative is obviously between electronics and communication engineering. That is one of the most favorite. Okay, EEE is also there, but EEE and IT we might discuss in another future video. If you want that, please mention that in the comment section. We will make another video in future if you want, right? So first of all, let us look into the content of today's session. So we will be basically looking at what is computer science engineering, what is electronics and communication engineering, important topics in both subjects, job opportunities, who should choose what, and common confusion will be cleared, how to decide, final tips. So how to decide between these two subjects, that also will be providing you tips. Okay, so you can consider this to be a career counseling kind of a video, right? Because obviously your KCET results are awaited, and once the results are published, you will now you will run after your favorite branch, your college, etc. So you have to choose one branch. So which branch you have to choose? So let's see. First, we are obviously discussing computer science engineering, focuses on theoretical and practical aspects of computer. So basically it focuses on theoretical, how computer works, and practical means how to develop a software, how to develop something through which you can run a computer. So that is basically the main thing. Hardware is not there, but theoretical knowledge is more. Okay, next covers algorithms, programming, software development, databases, AI, machine learning, etc. So even though CSE as a whole have everything, there is a specialization. AI/ML is one of the most important specialization of CSE, right? Now, because obviously we know ChatGPT, Claude, they are all breaking the internet. They are actually a lot of AIs have came up. AI tools have came up for everything that we do in our nowadays activities, right? So even if you are using some Gemini image creation, or some you have seen you are asking Gemini what to do about this, so they are also helping you. So Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, there are three most popular AI platforms. There are many other AI platforms. So Nano Banana, you have heard that. Okay, Nano Banana, Trend. So they are all basically based on AI platforms, right? So now AI is one of the most popular branch of computer science. Next, coding and problem solving branch. So it is basically involving coding. Okay, a lot of codings are required nowadays. Coding is slowly getting obsolete because most of the common coding can be done by the AI tool itself. Okay, so there has to be someone who is basically copy pasting it from the AI tool and putting it, but the back end of that AI has to be built. So that back end of the AI where your coding skills will come. So normal coding that we used to do in the past, that coding is almost getting obsolete now. That coding is done by the AI, but someone has to train the AI, someone has to write the code for that AI. So that coding is getting more and more important. Careers: software engineer, data scientist, AI engineer, cyber security, etc. They are the most common job profiles for this subject. What about ECE? Blend of electronics, hardware systems and communication technology. So basically it is a blend of electronics, hands-on, more hands-on approach. Okay, also hardware systems. Hardware system means obviously how a computer is being built. So that is the job of ECE engineers. Includes VLSI, very large scale system integration, embedded systems, signal processing and communication network. So these are the top job of a ECE engineer. Has hardware plus software combination. So basically it is a combination of hardware and software. Careers: core electronics job, obviously core electronics job you can get, telecommunications, embedded systems engineer, or even software developer after upskilling. If you do upskilling, you can even get a job as a software developer. Okay, so basically all the MNCs, TCS, Wipro, Infosys, they all hire all sorts of engineers. Okay, as long as you do your upskilling, you are ready to do upskill for yourself, then you can get a job as a software developer as well. Now important topics, let's look into CSE, some of the important topics. Obviously we have taken it from one of the curriculums. Operating system, design analysis of algorithm, programming languages, microprocessor is a hardware, but that is also part of the syllabus. Computer software, database management system, mobile communications. So there are some common theme around here. Okay, cryptography and network security, performance evaluation. A performance evaluation is a process by which a computer system resources and outputs determine whether the system is performing an optimal level or not. So basically when you run a computer, basically you see that your computer, if you click on the processes, it will show the processes that is running on the background and whether the CPU is able to handle that. So that is basically performance evaluation. Okay, it is not the course evaluation, don't worry. Okay, so these are the main topics of computer science engineering. Now if you look into the ECE, obviously some of the topics you some of the topics may be not familiar with you unless you are coming from computer science background. Those who have studied computer science in PU1 and PU2, they may have some knowledge about this, but if you are a PCM student without having proper PCMB student, but you want to pursue your career in computer science, may not be aware of all these topics, but you may have heard some of them. But any student, obviously those who have studied physics, they know these topics. Ohm's law, yes, it is there. Kirchhoff's laws. Network analysis. Network analysis is basically an advanced level of Kirchhoff's law where you will learn using different methods. Okay, Norton's law, etc. are there. So using that you have to do network analysis. AC and DC circuits. The AC DC circuits that you have learned, actually it's a child's play. You have to upskill yourself from there, whatever you have learned. Okay, signals and systems. Fourier transforms is actually a mathematical tool. Laplace transforms, Z transforms, system analysis. These are the signals and system analysis tools. Next, analog electronic circuits, diodes and transistors. So diodes you have basic ideas, but transistors are again upgraded from diodes. Amplifiers, oscillators, filters, these are the new topics that you have to study. Okay, digital electronic circuits, digital logic gates. Some of you have studied logic gates for maybe your JEE exam. Combination and sequential circuits, flip-flops and registers, memory devices. These are all advanced electronics topics. Okay, flip-flops are actually how master-slave flip-flop. There is a JK flip-flop. We call it JK flip-flop. So there are different flip-flops. Memory device, how a device is able to store data, which is very interesting. 0 or 1, that's what it understands. Okay, a memory device basically stores either a 0 or a 1. So after a process, only at the end of the process 0 or 1 is stored. So this is very basic important topics. Obviously there are much more than that. Even as a physics graduate, we have studied all of this, not in as detail as some of you will study if you are choosing ECE, but when I was a physics student, all these topics was there in our syllabus as well. But yes, as I mentioned, we were learning mostly theory based. You will not only do theory, you will also do a lot of practicals based on these as well. Okay, now next, job opportunities, very very important part, because after you are actually passing out of your 4 years course, you always look for what will be my job opportunity, because that determines which subject, which topic you want to choose. So here for computer science, software development, ML engineering, machine learning engineering, basically AI ML, okay, cyber security, these are the job roles. Core companies, Google, Infosys, TCS, Microsoft, etc. Okay, for ECE, embedded engineering, chip design, telecom, these are all core jobs. Okay, these are all core jobs. So core jobs, apart from core jobs, you can still get a software development job. Obviously they are not considered core jobs, because the learning that you have gone through, okay, that develops your mind but not your skill. So to get outside core job, you have to upskill yourself. That is very very important. Qualcomm, Intel, Texas Instruments, these are the core companies that hire ECE engineers. Okay, Qualcomm you may have heard, okay, that develops the mobile chips, right? Next is who should choose what. That is the most important topic, whether should you choose CS or you should choose ECE. Okay, you might say, sir, I didn't have CS in my P1, P2, should I choose CS? Of course, if you feel that, okay, you should choose CS. If you see that, sir, I had CS in my P1 and P2, but I was not getting a good college for CS, should I choose ECE? Yes, of course you can choose ECE. So there is no such boundaries where the predetermined things will be considered. Okay, if you have CS in your P1 and P2, you might be slightly ahead, say 2% ahead of the rest of the class. That's it. Okay, otherwise there is no advantage or disadvantage having CS in P1 and P2. Everything will be taught to you afresh. So don't worry about it. Yes, having some basic knowledges about if you had CS, basically your background, your base is prepared, you can build from there on. But even if you don't have, you have to work a little hard in your first semester, then you will be on par with all of them, right? That's it. That is the basic difference. Otherwise you should not think, okay, I didn't had CS in my P1, P2, should I choose CS? Obviously you can choose. So let's see the criteria. So choose CS if you love coding. Okay, so if you have a knack of coding, you should choose CS. Logic building, if you are someone who is very good with logics, okay, you can solve Sudoku, you can solve crossword puzzles, you can solve difficult logical based problems, then you should choose CS. Okay, and want to go as a deep into tech, if you are someone who loves technology, then you should choose CS. I know most of you actually do. Choose ECE if you are interested in gadgets. If you are someone who is gadget freak, you want to have a gadget, open it, check what is there, how the hardware is there. Okay, if something is broken, you are ready to open it, fix it up, and then run it. Okay, then you should choose ECE. Okay, electronics and are okay with the both hardware and software. So if you are someone who is good with software as well as hardware, okay, then you should choose ECE. Okay, so you know what is your choice. Okay, either you are always playing Free Fire, ignoring the world, or if you want to know how the Free Fire game is built, I want to break it, I want to crack that game. So that's how the different people thinks. Okay, so if you are only playing Free Fire, obviously you are playing Free Fire, there is no hope for you. But if you are someone who is thinking logic behind it, then definitely you should choose CS. But someone like as another one of you who might think, okay, how this mobile phone is working, I want to know, I want to break it, I want to crack it open. But don't do it right now, obviously. But you want to learn about it, you have a dream that I want to build a mobile phone in future, then definitely you should choose ECE. Okay, so that is how the basic difference between these two subjects. Okay, basically ECE people will design and build the mobile, whereas CS people will build the software required to run the mobile. So those two combined actually gives you the mobile phone, okay, that we are using. So any electronic devices that we use actually based on hardware level and a software level. Okay, hardware level and software level. So basically the ECE designer has to know what kind of software are going to be used in this device, so they will design the hardware like that. For example, if you are designing an Android system, okay, you need to know that, okay, my Android system will work on minimum 8 GB or 8 gigabytes of RAM. It requires minimum 8 gigabytes of RAM. Similarly, the ECE guy, they will know that, okay, I have to design a mobile phone where minimum 8 gigabytes can be used. So based on these, actually both teams actually work hand in hand. That's why the software knowledge is important for ECE guys. Hardware knowledge is not that important for a CS person. Okay, he will design something and he will give it to you. Now it is your job to fit that software into your device. Okay, so that's why hardware and software knowledge is important for ECE, whereas mainly core logic, how to build a software, that is more important in CS. Okay. Now common confusion. So there are a lot of common confusion that what is ECE versus CS, which should you choose? ECE has hardware plus some coding, CS is full software. Okay, so ECE is basically hardware plus some level of coding, whereas computer science is full software, full building of softwares. Okay, you can enter IT jobs even with ECE background by learning coding. So if you are someone who is from ECE right now, but later on you want to switch your career, okay, you want to go into coding, yes, that is possible if you upskill yourself, as I mentioned throughout this session, that if you upskill yourself to learn coding, then definitely you can choose ECE. Later on you can switch to coding. Okay, that is very much possible. Now how to decide? So that is very, very important, that what should your points that you should consider before deciding whether you should choose ECE or you should choose CS. So know your interest. You are the best person to know what is best for you. As I mentioned, there are few pointers. So know your interest. Do you enjoy coding or electronics, means gadgets? Okay, think about career goals. Want to work in core electronics or you want to work for software? So if you already decided I want to work for software companies, it is better for you to choose obviously CS. But if you want to think that, okay, I want to keep it a little flexible, okay, I love gadgets, I love a little bit of programming is also okay for me, but my first love is gadgets. I want to know how this the device works. I want to build a device like this in future, more advanced version of this. So then you should choose ECE. Later on you can switch, as I mentioned, that is also possible. Look at syllabus, which subject excite you more. Okay, obviously those who have studied computer science in P1, P2, they will say, sir, I love the coding, I love the CS part. So definitely some of the digital electronics you also have done in your CS course as well, right? Logic gates. So those who have studied CS, they know logic gates, etc., etc. So that is actually part of digital electronics. So you have basic ideas about them. So decide based on what is your core expertise, what is your core intention. Okay, so basically what you love, you should choose. You should not choose something what others are saying. Okay, so because the future is yours, the life is yours. That is very, very important part to remember. Okay, I teach physics. I studied physics because I liked it. I wanted to study physics throughout my life, and I wanted to teach throughout my life. That's why I am here. So similarly, if you are someone, I am not here by someone said you have to study physics or you have to do something like that. Okay, so you should choose whatever you like, and in future, so that you do not have any regret. So that is something important, something heavy words I am saying right now. Maybe you will realize it after certain amount of time. Okay, but this is very, very important guideline for you. Okay, so some of my personal experience, some of because obviously a lot of people are saying right now, hey, beta take CS, CS is the future. But remember that yes, CS is future, but still the jobs that are being created in CS field is reducing day by day, mainly because of the invent of AI. Okay, but hardware requirement will always be there. That is one important part, because AI cannot run without a hardware. You may have heard that a lot of systems are being developed so that the AI can be stored inside that workstation, so that it can work seamlessly. Okay, and America was worried that the power consumed by the AI softwares is huge for them. Power bill is huge for them. So these things are something which are not explored. Okay, you can design something where AI platforms can run, but can consume less amount of power. So those things are something which you have to figure out. The problem solving skills for your generation, you have to come up with the solution. So if you are someone who like to solve problems, who like to take challenges, you can take ECE. If you are someone who like to take challenges, okay, I can take challenge, but I am not super good with small things, I just like to love to coding, then you should choose CS. So both subjects have their pros and their cons, but remember that if you choose, everyone chooses CS, after a certain point of time you have to change your career path, because there may not be enough jobs available for CS background. So that is one very important thing to remember before deciding your subject. Okay, remember that. Now if you are someone who is preparing for ReNeet 2026, then we are providing you free of cost offline mock test to get a stronger result than whatever you have done in your NEET attempt 1. Okay, so where you will get this chances, the 3 centers where you can take your offline tests are Diksha Vedantu Yelanka, Diksha Vedantu Vidyanagar, and Vedantu Learning Center JP Nagar. Okay, only thing that you have to do, you have to register yourself. The registration link is given in the description section of this video. If you are not preparing for NEET, if someone else you know, your friend who is looking for help for NEET, definitely you should refer them as well. Okay, the link to register is given in the description section. And also remember that the timing for the tests are from 9:30 to 12:30. There will be a half an hour lunch break, and then there will be paper discussion and the result. Okay, result of the test that you have given. Same day you will get the result, and it will be exactly like exam hall preparation, because obviously 2026 ReNeet is still going to happen in pen and paper mode. It is not yet, even though the government has announced that 2027 NEET exam will happen in CBT mode, computer based testing, but 2026 ReNeet will still happen in physical mode. So if you are thinking that okay, there are some other people offering online, I will attempt online, okay, that is good, but remember, in the exam hall you have to attempt the test physically. That is very important. So physically, if you want to attempt that, these 3 centers will give you a huge advantage over others. So don't forget to register yourself or refer this to your friends, those who are preparing for NEET. I'll be back with more KCET and other update videos. Till then, bye. And if you have not subscribed, subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. I'll be back. Till then, bye.